Hello friends, in this video we will see what's happened when Ketu or the south node of the moon sits in different houses in Libra Ascendant, and this is the first part of the video. So, let's start. Ketu in first house. The placement of Ketu in Ascendant would bestow the native with most of the Ketu impacts, which would be both pleasant and adverse, as they would bring both positive and negative effects to the native's life. Besides this, the presence of Ketu in first house is the most explicit expression of difficulties in life. The native having Ketu in first bhava would reach good heights in the professional arena and would attain good affluence, but he or she would require to work very hard and would need to put much endeavor, as there would be much impediments in the path throughout the life of the native. The native in first house would receive growth, but her life would lack the presence of peace, as he or she would be compelled to distress. These natives would confront much perspiration. The natives of Ketu in Ascendant are perceived to possess weaker composition of mind, besides which they would carry fragile personalities. These people would lead a tense life, as they are prone to unreasonable stress due to variant reasons, besides which they would require to struggle for almost everything they would wish in their life. Apart from this, Ketu in first house would bring health problems to the spouses of the natives, and there will be some ups and downs in the conjugal path of the native, which would bring anguish to the person. Ketu in Libra. Libra is a sign of balance. It is ruled by Venus, which shares a good relationship with Ketu. Moreover, both these planets are airy. When Ketu is placed in the sign ruled by Venus, it increases one's management abilities. Such people know how to keep things balanced. Ketu, the dragon's tail, gives a tendency of movement to the native, since Libra is also a movable sign. People with this placement of Ketu in their horoscope have a strong need for change and activity. Ketu here also causes a lot of travels. Such people like to wander, move from one place to another sign. This placement of Ketu also boosts aggressive instincts in the native. Such people tend to be hardworking and clever. They are very talkative and good with public dealing. They know how to react in front of others. Media turns out to be a lucrative field for these people. Ketu in Libra also gives short-temperedness to natives. These people tend to be stubborn and dominating. While they are spiritually inclined, they can turn dishonest at times. Ketu in Libra also makes the native dependent upon family at times. Moreover, skin problems are also common with this placement. Ketu in second house. The shadow planet Ketu is another most malefic planet in the astrological arena, besides which the placement of Ketu in second house would provide variant impacts depending upon the other planetary placements in the horoscope chart, as the benefic position of Ketu could take the native towards financial and professional heights, while the adverse placement could bring malefic effects of Ketu. The second house is ruled by Moon, who will also give results according to the placement of Ketu. The benefic placement of Ketu in second house would bestow the native with good affluence along with benefits of paternal affluence and property, but Moon will bring adverse impacts. He or she would be needed to travel a lot, and most of them would bring benefits to the native. Apart from this, the malefic placement of Ketu in second house would take the native towards wandering to places without any benefit from the same, besides which, the native would have a good income, but the expenditures will also be high and lavish. On the other hand, the placement of Sun in 12th bhava will make the native begin to work after 24 years at a good phase of life, besides which the exalted placement of Jupiter in the second bhava along with Ketu would brings really high income to the native. Besides this, the placement of Moon or Mars in the 8th house would bring shorter lifespan to the native along with serious problems at the age of 16 or 17 octoseconds, while the empty 8th house would also bring malefic effects from Ketu. These people having Ketu in second house should follow some remedies to reduce the malefic impacts of Ketu, which comprises visiting temples and worshipping deities with true core and putting the tilak of turmeric and saffron over the head. He or she should stay away from adultery and should not get much involved in worldly pleasures. Ketu in Scorpio. Many believe that Ketu is exalted in this sign. Scorpio sign is strongly associated with mystery, depth and complexity, and so is Ketu. Ketu is a shadow planet, and when it is placed in Scorpio, it helps the person excel in research. Such people like to do things on their own. Scorpio sign is ruled by Mars, which shares a good relationship with Ketu. In fact, Ketu resonates with Mars the most. Ketu in Scorpio gives a mysterious nature to the person. Such people have a lot of layers in their personality. No one knows what they have in their mind. Ketu in Scorpio makes one sharp-minded and courageous. It also gives a strong determination and a tendency to work hard to achieve goals. This position of Ketu also makes the person talkative. Such people, however, are prone to cheating others. They can be quite harsh at times. Ketu makes the native a deep researcher too. Such people study any subject to its depth. They have good knowledge of occult subjects and sciences. Ketu in Scorpio also affords the native with good esoteric knowledge. These natives can do well in medical field, especially surgery. Ketu in third house. Though the shadow planet Ketu is perceived to be a malefic planet, the placement of Ketu in third house will bring both pleasing and adverse impacts, while on the other part, third house also gets affected by the planet Mercury and Mars, while the Ketu is a natural enemy to them. So on the impacts of this placement entirely depends upon the other planetary placements in the horoscope chart. If the placement of Ketu in third house becomes benefic in the third house, then the native would be blessed with good children and would be a generous and kind person from the core. He or she would be spiritual in his/her beliefs. Apart from this, the placement of Mars in the 12th bhava will affect the Ketu in third house and will bring a son to the native before his/her 24 yoktoskons of age, who would become a reason for the good life, and that is for the long period of life of the native. The placement of Ketu here brings a profession including much traveling to the native, while the malefic placement of Ketu will make the native wander and travel useless and pointless. Besides this, the malefic placement of Ketu in third house will bring some financial losses to the person, with some part lost in legal matters. The native could go apart from his/her spouse or sister-in-law/brother-in-law. Besides this, the native would receive troubles from his/her brother's side and will possess much distress and agony, as there would be much difficulties in his/her life path and lack of peace would prevail. In the end, the native should put tilok, mark of saffron, every day over his head. He or she should wear something of gold and should offer jaggery and rice in flowing water to the Almighty. These rituals will help the native win over the malefic effects of this placement to a good extent. Ketu in Sagittarius. Sagittarius tend to be good with management and leading. In fact, they are quite skillful. Sagittarius is a fire sign ruled by Jupiter, but its fire is not impulsive as of Aries but controlled and warm. Ketu, on the other hand, is an airy planet. When placed in Sagittarius, it increases one's desire to achieve great heights. Such people are quite candid and open in their approach towards fulfillment of their desires. Jupiter and Ketu are both associated with spirituality. In this position, Ketu affords the native with good intuition. Such people become great spiritual leaders and earn a lot of name and fame in life. These natives give a lot of respect to elders and their community. They achieve success in life. They are quite intelligent. While Sagittarius is known to be a jubilant and carefree sign, Ketu here gives a serious temperament to the native. These people have a strong need for freedom and independence. They do not like to be told what to do and like to have their life in their control. Ketu in fourth house. The shadow planet Ketu is an enemy of the ruler moon of fourth house, but the planetary placements in the horoscope chart could make this placement positive or negative, for which it could provide variant impacts upon the human lives. The benefic placement of Ketu in fourth house would turn the native spiritual, as he or she would deeply believe in the divine presence and would keep walking over the righteous path. The native's displacement will appear to be lucky for the father and guru, besides which, the native would have son only by attaining the blessings of the guru. Besides this, the placement of moon in third or fourth bhava will also bring pleasing results to the native and will make him/her a good advisor, besides which the native would be endowed with a very strong financial stature. On the other hand, the malefic presence of Ketu in fourth house will bring health problems to the person, and his/her mother will also face some problems. Happiness and peace could be absent from the native's life due to variant hurdles and difficulties. The person having Ketu in 4th bhava would rarely have a son, and if he or she would have, then it will be in the 36 octosekuns of age. Diabetes could become a serious concern. In the end, the natives having Ketu in 4th house should keep a dog at home and should nurture him. The person should offer yellow flowers in the water and should wear silver for the peace of mind. These remedies would help him, her to a good extent for the betterment in life. Ketu in Capricorn. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, which shares a friendly relationship with Ketu. Here, Ketu is in an earth sign. Saturn is strongly associated with social service, and when Ketu is placed in its sign, it increases one's interest in social causes and work. Ketu tends to accept and boost what Saturn signifies since it is in a friendly sign. People born with this placement show a lot of interest in new things. Ketu also gives a lot of courage to the native. Such people excel and succeed in property-related matters. These people long for freedom in their life. There is a tendency to switch jobs frequently. These natives tend to get dissatisfied and bored from their workplace quickly. Ketu in Capricorn also makes the person fond of travels. These natives work hard in life and eventually get a good position. Growth is slow but sure. Such people are of a dutiful nature and are loyal friends too.